In my dream, I was like in an army group called Dog Bladder, and there were another group, the bad group called No, and our group leader in the Dog Bladder's team gave us all eggs as weapons. 4 or 5 of our guys starts busting or playing with the eggs, not taking it seriously as a weapon, and some of them would throw it at each other and bust them. One guy threw his and ran after it. Because it went into the woods, he bent down to pick it up, and when he grabbed it, he saw a soldier from the No team, and he was dressed all in black, with black war paint on his face to blend in. Our guy then got up and started running back towards the group. Then the other guy grabbed him with one hand around his neck and forced the knife through his back, killing him quickly. After this, all the Dog Bladder team was alert and ready to fight. And we knew that a lot of them were making their way to where we were standing, but they were hiding in the woods, so we decided to go after them first. I ran to the guy who stabbed a member of my team, and I pitched the egg and hit him in the face. It splattered yolk everywhere on him and blinded him for a second. Then I ran up to him and took away the knife while he was blinded with a striking motion. Not sure what move I did in the dream, but it worked well. Then I got behind him and got him into a sleeper hold and held it until he died. After doing this, I went hunting for more of the No team members and found another, so I ran up to him, used the same striking knife disarm, and knocked the knife out of his hand. Then I put a sleeping hold on him and put him to sleep. After this, I kept going up the hill. Then I recognized that the hill was my backyard, and I went in between the trailers and saw this big fat guy from the No team, and he was about ready to fight a member of the Dog Bladder team, and I knew he would lose fighting him alone, so I ran up beside him, and me and him attacked the big guy. At the same time, I attacked his arm and took the knife away, but it was hard, and the other guy was attacking his face/neck region. Then he just grabbed him and threw him off back up against the other trailer. Then I snuck behind him fast and got him in a sleeper hold. Then I held him as tight as I could nearly, but he just kept walking around with me on his back, and I kept clinging to him with every bit of my strength. Then he started to strangle and slow down. About this time, I looked out of the corner of my eye and I saw to my left a member of the No soldiers sneaking around the edge of the trailer. Then I just stayed quiet and hoped that the guy I had would pass out soon. Then in about 3 or 4 more seconds he fell over, and I held the sleeper hold for about 3 more seconds after he went to sleep, trying to kill him, but I couldn't hold it very much because I knew the other guy on his team was coming up on me. I knew he would be coming across the edge of the trailer any second, so I ran to the edge of the trailer and threw a side kick as hard as I could. He stepped out and I caught him in the stomach and it knocked him back. Then I ran to him and got the knife out of his hand. I tried the sleeper hold on him, but he must have saw I did it to the other guy because he kept warding against it. I could control him but couldn't put him to sleep. I looked down at the right side of his waistline and he had a backup knife. I got complete control of his arms, so I reached down and grabbed his knife, but the second I touched his knife, I felt evil inside, and instead of finishing him fast, I slowly entered it into his liver from the front. Then I slowly entered it into his heart from his back, and he was just helpless and couldn't do anything because I had his arms gripped tight to his body. I was slightly smiling when doing this. Then I slowly entered it into his spinal cord region. Then I gave the knife a very slow twist to mess his spine up. Then after doing this, I tried for the sleeper hold again, but I noticed I stuck the knife through him almost, and I could feel the blade on my arm when I tried the sleeper, so instead I just pulled his forehead back with my left hand and slowly pushed the knife through his spine area and through his throat. Then I dropped him and let him drop to the ground and wiggle. Then I had the knife in my hand. I must have grabbed it out of him as I let him drop to the ground, and I was staring at his knife case he had and thinking about stealing it and using it because I knew it was more of the No team out there. As I was trying to decide whether to take the knife and case or not, then I heard cars pull up in front of the houses on the road, and I looked up and a giant spotlight was shined on me, and I jerked and bent down thinking about running away, but I was clearly spotted. I still had the knife in my hand, but there were too many of them to fight off, and then I awakened.